Hello, welcome back to the workshop. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I look forward to bringing you along with my day, because the plan today is to keep getting things done here in the workshop, and I hope you enjoy. First things first, there's an issue. You remember in one of the last episodes, I put in the epoxy to mount, to be able to bolt down my new belt grinder? Well, I put in the epoxy and, oh yeah, that's a problem. The epoxy has not set. Thankfully, however, I know why it hasn't set. Not that there's much use to know why it hasn't set at this stage. Anyway, we have this mixing nozzle for the epoxy, right? And the reason for the mixing nozzle is because the epoxy is in two parts. You have the resin component and a hardener or whatever it is. We'd know it's two parts because if I was to squeeze this, you would have two different colors coming out. Well, right now, we've only got one part of the epoxy coming out. My contractor was here yesterday, and apparently he's had similar things. He was saying that that can often happen if one of the bags if the hardening bag doesn't open in there. Apparently there are bags in it or something, which is a problem. So now I need to see if I have more epoxy. If I don't have more epoxy, or I do have epoxy and it doesn't work, I'm then just gonna go to a mechanical solution. Before I see if that's gonna open and I'm gonna get both the components of the epoxy to come out, I'm gonna clean out these holes, because if I test this epoxy and it's all good, then it might end up drying in the nozzle, because there would be hardener in there at that point. So I'm now gonna clean out these holes and we'll clean up the bolts and then it should still work. You see that at the bottom? That's way more like the color that this is meant to be, that gray. That shows that the hardener is in there and mixing. Okay, so we're gonna see how this sets. Hopefully it does, despite it was still a little wet in there, kind of from that first one. Don't know how well I was able to clean it out with the brush, it just kept getting clogged up. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed this works. If not, I'm gonna have to find another solution. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes or so. That's generally when it starts at least setting, so I'm gonna get an idea of if it's working, or if I just need to basically cut a hole in the slab and pour concrete and start all over again. Yep, yes, yep. Looks like everything's gonna set and it's gonna go great. So the next project on the agenda is, now I have these two grinders that I have set up for buffing. Obviously this is the one where I put this Scotch-Brite wheel, this Scotch-Brite mop, which is really nice to have, and I have then like a unitized Scotch-Brite deburring wheel, which is also nice kind of little polishing tool there. I also, for obviously kind of honing the edges and buffing the edges, have this one here, where I'll keep a soft mop on that I then kind of put a polishing compound on whenever I'm sharpening the edge of something. I want to make up some stands so that they can stand individually. Again, one of the things I've been saying is horizontal spaces are the devil. Here's a horizontal space. Look at this 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 horizontal space. This horizontal space. This horizontal space. This horizontal space. So what I want to do is mount these individually on their own pedestals. So we're going to quickly fabricate up two more stands, very similar to the one that we made for the fantastic little steel grinder that's there to your left, and then we'll be able to bolt those down somewhere nice. I then also want to make up a solution for all my abrasive discs, which are going to be used on the angle grinders here in that back wall. Look at this back wall here, check that out. So what we're gonna do is similar to what we did on these panels here. On this back wall, everything is gonna have the Rockwool sound insulating panels in there, which means that all of this echo should indeed be gone, especially with that big flag up there. It's gonna be great. So the first 8 feet, we're going to board with MDF, so then I can at least kind of mount shelves or whatever it is that I want to do in that corner. Then everything above, much like the back wall, we're going to be putting the drop cloths over the top, and then we're going to be able to mount the flags that you guys have sent us over the top of that. Dave, the contractor's working away, getting all this sorted. How you doing, Dave? think I'm slowly getting better at welding. Things are starting to look a little bit neater. There's a little thing right there. Yeah, slowly getting there, which is good. Except it's always at the end of a project, narrowing the end of a project where my practice goes up enough that I start getting good. And it's only at the end of the project that I start laying nice beads. I should probably practice a little more. So I've got a little preliminary idea of where these things go. The fabrication process went pretty well. Don't let me fabricate things for anybody though. It's okay for me, maybe not for somebody else. My fabrication skills need some work, that's for sure. Trying to get these things square took forever. I spent more time setting it up, using a square, tack welding, moving, setting it up, using a square, tack welding, adjusting it, breaking it off, starting. I spent more time doing that than I did actually laying a bead. So that goes to show just how bad I am at fabrication. But we got it together, and in the end I ended up putting down some relatively decent beads. So I'm quite pleased with that. I have no idea where these things really should go, just like I have no idea about most of the things that I undertake. However, as I keep saying, you keep doing it and you plow on through regardless. So I think that this is where these things are gonna go. Now, when I've been factoring in where they're gonna go, I've been thinking about what I use each one for. This here is the buffer. So this is used once I've made an edge on something and I wanna strop the edge. With this, that means that I need to be able to pass things through. So no matter what, I have to have this stood in front of this grinder, and ideally I want space to the left, and there's a grinder right here. That's something to consider. On this, I very rarely pass things side to side. I'm usually kind of going straight up and down because I use this to get a nice satin grain finish on something. So the grinding rim is starting to look a little bit better. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of leave them unbolted for the next few days as I work in here and as I see where it might be that I want them. That way, of course, if any major changes need to be made, I've not bolted it down. I'm 100% certain that I like where I put this steel grinder. It's gonna work really nicely there because I can quickly walk in. And a lot of people mentioned about grinding with the doors open. Well, since the workshop's in renovation stage, moving stage still, it's not critical that I'm making dust out there. For example, look at all the dust that our carpenter has made and not cleared up. So there's loads of dust that's being made. I'm joking, it's all good. There's loads of dust being made around the workshop anyway. So it's not the end of the world to me that some of this dust escapes, but we are having a door closing thing put on here, much like we have on the door that leads to the kitchen. So obviously that'll mean that every time I open this door, it's gonna close automatically. It's not a very heavy door, so it doesn't do it on its own. it'll close automatically and I'll be able to then work in here keeping the dust out. Of course I have this filter mounted up here, which works pretty nice to take some of that dust that hangs in the air out of here. But we're also getting a quote from like an HVAC company, is that what they, I have no idea what you call it. But like, you know, people that deal in air management, getting a quote from them to actually be able to properly extract this room and create a negative pressure and circulate clean air in and dirty air out and then filter that. So we're getting all that sorted and hopefully we'll be able to do that, we'll see. I'm now gonna think what I'm gonna do with my abrasives. So obviously you get flap discs that look like this, you get your grinding discs that look like that. Currently I keep them in a drawer like this and it's absolute chaos. It's almost impossible to find anything, there's no organization, it's a nightmare. I definitely think that we can do better. But before I do any of that, my contractor's been working, we had a slight issue with the door, which we're gonna fix by taking this little plate here, that's only just about under 1/8 of an inch thick. And I'm gonna make another piece that's a little thicker. I'm gonna throw it in the middle. I wish I had some flat bar, I don't. So I'm gonna make it up with this piece of angle iron, and then I'll slice that off when it's done. Let me know what you think. Woohoo! Works. So I think I have an idea. Naturally, all of these have holes in them. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this sheet of MDF here, I'm gonna paint it white, not that it's gonna stay white very long, and I'm gonna screw this to the wall, and then we're gonna quickly make up some brackets out of steel from which I can put all of the different discs on. And yes, that is definitely gonna involve lighting the forge. I mean, come on. I haven't lit the forge in like 2 days. We gotta make this happen. Hey Sam, do you want something to do?
Yeah.
Do you want to paint that white?
No, but I guess I will.
Great. Thanks, Sam. been great having your help today. Thank you so much for... This is exciting because today was one of our first days of really simulating how it's going to be working in the future with Sam here in the workshop, helping me out, helping us be more productive with the videos.
Yep.
How have you enjoyed it?
Nice and easy. You haven't been under a horse once today.
This is meant to be excruciatingly difficult.
This is difficult. It was
Very difficult.
Very difficult.
There we go. Very difficult work.
Pushing me to my limits.
Look how much he's sweating. That office is... It's a workhorse to keep running.
That is terrible.
Yeah. But it's great. It's exciting because I have been able to be so much more productive, and we've got so much done today that otherwise were little things that would be going on forever and ever and ever. So it's great that Sam's starting to get on top of that.
Now I'm going to Barker Street, pick a few bits up, and I've got to pick some steel up, and that's about it, and go home, and I'll be back tomorrow morning.
Great. So I will see you tomorrow, Sam, and you guys will see Sam tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, YouTube, says Sam. Have a great one, buddy. So my little example piece here has been forged. I just put a little linseed oil finish on it. I'm actually really pleased with how this super simple, super fast little thing turned out. I'm gonna be able to crank out a lot of these really fast. Let's see how it works in the grinding room. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed. As always, it is a complete honor to have so many of you want to keep carrying on watching these videos. Thank you. It means the world to me that there are so many people that want to see this journey. It brings me real joy and happiness to know that so many people want to see this. It's a true pleasure to be able to bring you along this journey. So thank you very, very much for giving me your time of day. It means a lot to me. I'm thrilled. I mean, it's a real honor. You know, parents are sending me photos of their kids watching my videos, and that blows my mind. I'm so pleased that so many people are interested in seeing some blacksmithing, seeing lots of great things being achieved, seeing hard work, and seeing how much joy it brings to somebody's life, because I certainly know that, I mean, this is the funnest thing ever. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I can't tell you. It's a real honor. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode. I'm rambling because it's wonderful. It's a real blessing. It really is. So please go watch another 2 of my videos. There are 2 videos there. Interrupt me right now before I start getting really too soppy right here. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode, because it's always a blast. It's always fun. We're always achieving lots. We're always having a lot of fun. See you soon.